pretty much everything will fit down it. 10 French, all your tools, your cautery, your bipolar, whatever probes, okay? You know, but they have to be the 180 centimeters long, of course, to get down through here. So I tell you that because on an EGD, the interior channel is only 2.8. So about 7 French is about the biggest, you know, forceps or anything you can get down there. Because you do not want to stick a big forceps down. You end up damaging the channel. And it's pretty good repair. So, but important to note, these last like 5 inches are probably one of the most expensive parts on the scope. So you want to just be mindful of that and take care of it. Because there's a little camera in there, there's a little prism, there's all these little cables that go down here that articulate the scope are all located there. So whenever you handle a scope, pick it up, you want to have some control of this end at all times. So no smacking it, hitting it, that can crack, break cameras. So if everybody wants to look real quick, for those who aren't familiar with it, there's quite a few parts on here. There's this little elevated part you see. That's a nozzle, air-water nozzle. The doctor will, if he covers this blue button, if he covers it, it will inflate. The minute he depresses it, it will squirt water out of it and clean the lens, because you're getting all kinds of junk on there. So clean the lens, depressed, and then if he releases it, water or air just to inflate. So, and then of course the biopsy channel, which we just talked about, and then those two off-white are the headlights. You'll see how they work here in a second, and then the camera's located in the middle. And the jet wash is just off to the side of the nozzle. See that little hole? Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then the EGD is everything's the same minus the jet wash. So, it's a pretty simple setup. That's pretty much the scope in general. We'll plug it in and get going. Here is the processing unit. This is the XL light source. It's basically just a xenon lamp, high-powered lamp, and a compressor to pump air. So it pumps air in water, in light. So pretty simple unit. And then we got the processor down here, which does all the computing, patient information, transferring the image signal, stuff like that. So we got your MDS monitor over here. Real easy toggle switch, turns it on and off. So I'll just turn it on. It's plugged into a DVI cable, which runs the image. So it's got the Fujinon BIOS in it. Anyways, you can hear the pump going right now. There's 2 settings on here, high and low, or normal and low. So you can hear it, that's normal, which most people function with. You know, if you like to ride the air, sometimes turn it down so there's less air being pumped inside. And then for purposes of talking, we'll just leave it off. So you can turn it on. So, anyways, pretty simple setup here. There's the lamp. This is about the only button you'll ever touch. Just the lamp button. For every procedure, it's kind of like an on and off switch, which is nice compared to other, you know, equipment where you have to white balance. You'd have to turn the light on, white balance, you know, and then do the procedure. Well, every time the lamp's on, it's burning hours. And how these function, these lamps, is there's about 300 hours, working hours on there. Of course, it's like a light. It doesn't go out at 300 hours. It could be less, could be more, but that's what they found could be the average. Anyway, so every minute it's on, the clock's ticking. And how you can tell is there's 10 bars right here. And there's a lamp life illumination, and then there's illumination. So when the lamp is not on, it's in lamp life, and that's showing that it's the first 10 hours, or 30 hours. 30 times the 10, 300 hours. So it's brand new, it's good. So you'll notice once it gets up to here, the second bar, there'll probably be a message come up here that says lamp needs to be replaced. It's not going to go out. Plus there's a backup lamp on here, so you'll never lose image or light. So. But yeah, just kind of a heads up, like, oh, you need to order this, you know, if it takes a week or 2 to order something. So, anyway, it's pretty simple. Light levels, up and down. We'll go over this, you know, when I plug the scope in. So, and that, okay. Now to the processor. Pretty simple. There's a bunch of buttons on here. It might look complicated, but it's not. The only button you're going to touch is that standby. It's pretty much the only one you want to mess with. You start messing with the colors, displays, tones, iris, shutter, light source, yeah, you just get it all kinds of complicated. But anyways, that's pretty much it. There's 2 ports on here because Fujinon has a forwards and backwards technology. You can put like their 400 series scopes. You know, they're scopes from 10, 12 years ago. You can plug those into here. You can also plug their brand new scopes. They came out with the 530 and 590 series scopes. New port, it's a little lure locking port, but so yeah, they can pretty much use the same processor.